All right, guys, welcome back to the Webheads podcast. It is me, Steven. I'm here with my co-host,
DeMarco, his brother.
and we brought some friends today. We brought our guy Gabe back.
I like that I'm still a friend. What's happening, y'all?
We brought the other guy, our other friends, our longtime friend, Robby.
Yeah, thank you for
Robby
having me.
Rodelo.
Thank you, guys.
And we're here to talk Quantumania today. And first, I'm gonna tell everybody about the changes that we're making on some of the stuff that we're doing with the show.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, big changes coming.
we got some big changes. We're not doing every single event anymore. We're gonna do the ones that we want to do because it takes a lot out of you to read a whole bunch of comics that you don't really want to read. And we realized that we were 70 episodes deep, and we had a lot of episodes that people, including us, didn't really want to hear.
Yeah.
So we went through our whole list. We picked out some ones that we would actually want to do, some bigger events, some more well-known events, and some other smaller ones. But stuff that we wanted to do.
Mhm.
We hopefully soon are going to be delving into the video side of things and recording some of those on video. That way we can give you guys some imagery with what we're talking about for the people that don't know the characters that we're talking about. We're going to keep doing these MCU episodes. We're going to do character spotlight episodes. We're going to pick some random characters throughout the Marvel Universe, give you guys a whole rundown on who they are. And it might not be MCU related. It might not be what we just read or what we're going to read. We're just going to pick random ones as we go. And, and then we're going to do 2 episodes a month now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Give you guys more quality episodes.
Yeah. Some breathing time in between each episode. Let people find some time in their week to actually listen to it before the next one comes around. And I figured if we're going to be delving into the video side of things too, I can't do one a week. I have no time to edit one video a week right now.
Yeah, it's a little much.
Yeah. But yeah, those are the changes that we're going to be dealing with. And
Well, you should preface it by saying like it's so time consuming because you guys are doing it by yourselves.
yeah,
Like you don't have a whole
Yeah, we
team
don't-
behind you. Or
there's
anything.
no
Yeah.
producers here. It's me and DeMarco. And that's it.
Also, as an audience, it's like getting a cable network that gives you all these channels you never watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like this content, you gotta read through it. You gotta dissect it.
Yeah, I can only imagine some people are looking at the episodes. Even though I started putting like who the main characters are for the episodes to kind of like rope people in, but even then, it's like we're really just doing retellings of the stories here. But
Yeah.
on some of these stories, they were events, but they're not important to anything, and they're not. Some of them just aren't interesting. So
A lot of those X-Men ones I didn't find interesting.
yeah, those are the changes. Like Robby said, it's just the 2 of us, so we can only do so much, and we're trying to give you guys some quality content at a rate that works for us to get it to you. So here we are, and let's get started.
Hello, hello, hello.
All right. So today we're talking Quantumania. Are you guys, or Rob, Gabe, are you guys caught up on your MCU stuff for the moment?
Yes.
I'd
I'd-
say closely, not as much as I probably should be.
I'm I was stuck on the only part I was stuck on was the Iron Man boots getting clogged in the last episode. And I was finishing through.
Oh, yeah.
I was finishing through that little scrap he was going through. So
Okay. Did you guys both watch Black Panther, Wakanda Forever?
of course,
Yeah.
Okay, no, I'm just checking. There's still some people. It just hit streaming the other day, so I'm just trying to see who watched it.
The first day.
Yeah, I watched it like
cried.
twice.
I was going to watch it. I was like, I don't want to be sad.
I cried.
I know. It's when I saw
Yeah,
it
in the theater, that was
cried.
crying.
I was like, do I want to cry right now at home? No, not right now.
it's like I don't got my Drake album on yet. Let me get to that.
I was like,
Play
I
in the
was having a
background.
good week.
Yeah.
I want to cap it off.
Wait, so you haven't seen it yet?
No, I've seen it.
Oh, okay.
And I cried in the theater. It
Just the rewatch is
yeah,
not.
just the
you're
rewatch.
not
I was
there
like,
yet.
to be in that state, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so that was the end of phase 4.
Wakanda Forever was?
Yeah. And then now Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania is the beginning of phase 5. And
Exciting.
we finally got our big bad. Or so we think. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess
No, that's
because
him. It's him.
yeah, Kang Dynasty is going to be that next Avengers movie. So
Yes, it is.
he's going to start whooping people's asses right now.
And I think I talked to you about this, but you don't start your phase off with the big bad, like, and him not making an impact.
No.
So this movie's definitely going to be one of those movies that's going to be talked about, I think, in terms of the next few phases as being like an essential film that you have to watch in order to kind of.
Which is kind of surprising because I don't feel like people are really giving a shit about Ant-Man. I hear people say the movies are good.
I like the movies.
But
I'm a
I
fan.
really
I
like
love the
Ant-Man.
movies. But I feel like nobody else does.
I don't hear people talking about Ant-Man,
I mean,
but
you kind of have to.
I see the costumes.
Yeah, like it's just he's a guy who can shrink and grow big. Like, yeah, that's cool, but he's no Tony Stark building all these suits of armor or Captain America or Thor yet. You know, it's like he's not part of the big three.
Yeah.
He's always been seen as like that side guy. But I mean, maybe this will change it. You know, if this film
We'll
is
see.
as impactful.
Do you think Ant-Man makes it through the movie?
Yes.
I don't think so.
No?
My theory is you don't have a movie be as impactful to the whole phase and have the villain get defeated in the first, like his first outgoing, right?
That's true.
So like Kang's not just gonna show up and get defeated and be like, well, you guys gotta sit through, 5, 6, 7 other movies and then you get his big thing at the end. Like he's gonna do something to make his presence known and let the audience know, like, this is not a guy who's just going to sit back and just be a pushover. Like, they didn't do that with Thanos. They're not going to do it with Kang.
Kang's not anybody to be played with.
No.
At all. Not in the comics, not in the cartoons, nothing.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine they're going to put him in these movies. But I guess the part that I wonder about is because there's so many different variants of him in the comic books. I don't think he's gonna die off in this Ant-Man movie. But
when you asked the first question, do I think he'll get through it? I was thinking like, will Paul Rudd die? And I was like, nah, he'll make it. But in terms of like the impact of the antagonist, oh for sure, I'm hoping this is gonna go for at least 3 to 4 films in terms of that focal point and trying to get out of it, work its way out of it.
Yeah.
It'll show better strengths of the characters.
I don't think the Wasp makes it through.
I think she dies. I think her and her father die, in my opinion. And I think that it's possible to kill eliminate Ant-Man in the movies because in this phase it's based on multiple realities and different versions of the same person or character, right? So even in the trailer they've already given out they give out too much. And he was talking to Scott Lang, and at a certain point he says I've killed you in before.
We're talking quantum physics.
Yeah.
Anything's possible. Ask the Jizza of the Wu-Tang Clan.
You're not wrong.
I mean, at the very least, I think Hank and Janet will die.
Yeah.
Hope I can. I don't think they would kill her off.
Well,
I mean, but it's if you know comic books, you know, she's died a few times. Scott's died a couple times. So, I mean, anybody's really open to perishing, except for Cassie. I'd say Cassie
too new.
They got
They're
the
trying to
whole
set up
Young
the Young
Avengers
Avengers
thing going. So, like,
but also still, like, I think that what could be kind of tricky, or not tricky, but kind of throw people off as viewerships is that this is the multiverse. So if those people, like, if they all go bye-bye, right? There's also, like, the Secret Wars later that they want to, I'm sure that
Like
most
pop up in.
that
they're
are
already
gonna
talking
come,
about
they're
bringing
gonna
back
come back and
everybody.
yeah.
and then also I just on the fact that this is about multiversal type of, you know, reality swaps and different type of realities that are present within the same character of the same person but different versions, like it's easy to let like these versions go and then try to tie the other versions into the future films, in my opinion. Like
Probably,
they can kind of do like a not a deep fake, but like
Yeah.
oh, he's gone, but Ant-Man will return. You know, at the end of the movie, Ant-Man will return. And it's like, wait, how?
It gives the writers a chance to be like, this idea is trash.
There's also
Let's
the-
scrap it. It's a
You guys
multiverse.
didn't respond to this very well, so he's still alive.
The first two Ant-Mans were too funny, or they were very comedic, and this third one seems like the tone is very serious. So
They're checking his range.
they're already doing that right now,
We're getting the the opposite of the Thor movies.
Yeah.
where it was serious and then became funny, too funny, and then.
You mean that goat? You didn't appreciate that goat? Or he's like, that goat was straight birria,
I
boy.
actually liked it. I thought it was
I thought it was
funny.
funny.
Yeah, I liked the last Thor movie. I'm surprised a lot of people didn't like it as much.
I saw it for my birthday.
I thought it was just too funny. Like they were going too far, not too far, but like it did the same thing that Deadpool 2 did for me.
Yeah.
Where I thought Deadpool, the first one was funny. It was like, oh, they went there, they did everything about the comic. But I feel like the second one just doubled down on all of that. And it didn't really, I was like, just how many times can we do fart jokes and penis jokes and this and that? Like, it just became a little too much of the same thing and not enough of like a change for me. And I thought Thor kind of did that with too much Korg, too much Chris Hemsworth just being goofy, you know, and like I wanted a Thor who was still not very serious, but like could balance the both. And it just seemed like he was more of a goofy.
Yeah, I did like the movie, but I thought because you're dealing with like the seriousness of like Jane having cancer and like going and still continuing to die because she keeps switching back and forth. I just felt like it would get a little bit more serious instead of just having like the last like 10 minutes be that.
Yeah.
Like we should have had more of it. It was still, I thought it was an okay movie. I've watched it like 2 or 3 times.
There was an opportunity for them to put in way more characters in that like court appearance or whatever it was when like
and
they were meeting up.
Yeah.
And a lot of people pulled character stills of that next to like, you know, the Wakanda Forever antagonist, our boy, Huerta. So they're like, oh, look at comparisons of culture being portrayed. It was a good opportunity for that.
Yeah.
But also, I don't really know what a lot of characters look like from a real life design costume perspective. A lot of what we see is whatever time frame they initially illustrated them in, right? So to get that opportunity, I thought was kind of cool.
Yeah. And I think with Ant-Man, if they do go a more serious route, I don't think it'll necessarily be a bad thing. Because, I mean, you still have Paul Rudd, who just, he's a comedian, but he's also done serious roles too. So I feel like he can kind of carry a movie that's going to be a little bit more serious.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like they're going to they still know Ant-Man is a funny character and is going to do funny things.
You have the
and-
one-liners.
Yeah, so and it's still a Marvel movie. They're going to have that lighter tone. I think they're okay with it kind of going a little darker in some areas where it needs to, but still kind of being that more like lighthearted film.
He's got that. Like Spider-Man has that. Would you agree that kind of like snarky remark, kind of like a
For
comic
Spider-Man, I kind of understand it because that's kind of who he's always been as a character.
Yeah,
in
teenager.
the comic books. Like he doesn't take shit seriously. Like to be honest with you, Spider-Man's always kind of been a millennial. Like any bad problem that's ever come up in his life, there's always some kind of joke there. That, like,
he's in a full body
like it
onesie
doesn't
suit.
happen.
Like, you can't.
With the exception of his head.
Swinging, swinging from buildings. Like, bruh, quit it.
Yeah, you kind of have to.
You're
see
littering.
Just leaving.
You kind of have to see the. What's the word? Like the non-serious. I can't think of the actual word, but like. Yeah, like you said, it's a guy in a onesie swinging around town. This is a guy who's go big or small. Like there has to be some sort of lighter. Like you have to see the comedy in that. Thing.
As long as they don't start going too heavy in the laughter part of it, because I feel like Marvel's been doing really well for all these years, especially compared to like DC and their movies.
Well,
like DC just putting out like dramas nonstop. And 99% of them aren't good.
Hear me out. We're going to take Ben Affleck. It's Ben Affleck. Hear me out. And then
we're going to put him in the bat suit. And he's just going to be the most serious piece of shit there is.
In the last movie, he killed his wife. Like, well.
And then guess what? We're going to make another one, find somebody even more dramatic, and make him Batman.
The guy with the glittery chest.
Yeah.
From the Bloodsucker movie. The Golden Chest Boy, get him.
They're just not. Peacemaker was the only thing that I've enjoyed in DC.
Yeah, so hopefully James Gunn does great with it now.
Yeah,
honestly.
Wait, I mean, they're good. Executives. I see it now. Executives are listening to Webheads podcast, finding out content like what's working, and they're going to be like,
You're gonna get a cease and desist from DC.
How about this?
Stop talking about it.
No, man, you're in dangerous waters here, Steven. What's going to happen is you're going to get like the next Marvel movie be nothing but like a litigation suit of like, well, Ant-Man, he shrunk down and he just walked inside of Steven's ear canal. It's an invasion of privacy. And it's just going to be like paperwork and processes as to why that's like not good for civil liberties.
Like She-Hulk.
And you're going
to fit this into those 18 episodes of Daredevil that we're going to get.
Yeah.
Oh, see, Matt Murdock,
yeah.
She-Hulk. It's right there.
Yep. Dang,
we're in. They're going to be like the Cochran and Kardashian combo to beating the system for Ant-Man. And they'll be like, we got him off. He was in my body. It was not consensual. He came in my ear canal and was giving me thoughts.
It's like the why didn't Ant-Man shrink into Thanos problem?
Oh, that's what I was going to tell you too is, in the trailer for Ant-Man, Scott has that book that he's promoting.
Yeah.
They're actually selling the book.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
Oh, they really
are?
are?
Someone comes out in September. I pre-ordered it.
Oh, that's so dope.
Yeah.
That's dope.
We'll see how that goes.
It's like got one sentence in a paragraph and then it's just a journal after that.
Why don't it just be the script of the movie?
That'd be crazy.
Hey.
Cool. So for the movie, we already talked about whether or not he survives, the impact. So they said that this movie is supposed to be as impactful as Civil War or Winter Soldier. Those basically changed the whole MCU, the universe of the MCU, going forward. So in terms of that, like, where do you guys think this movie is going to like start changing things? Do you think we're just going to get like a taste of that change, or do you think this is going to be the change of like the starting wave of what we see?
Well, like, I don't know, because we have like what 2 years until Kang Dynasty, and there's going to be at least 10 projects between now and then. I don't know if is Kang going to show up, and maybe not every one, but is he going to show up in a lot of these different movies on the way to Kang Dynasty and just start tearing people's lives apart as he goes through? Or is what happens in Quantumania going to be like.
You think
They get out of the quantum realm and he's just wrecking shop on everybody.
you think he's gonna have like Stan Lee, like cameo appearances?
He's going to bring Stanley back to life.
He
And
pops up out of a bodega. Hey,
Well, so like, I think he'll probably escape the quantum realm,
Mhm.
and then you might see maybe like a post-credit scene of like maybe he starts changing stuff like in the past, which starts affecting the future or something. You know, like maybe we'll see some other Marvel character, some other person we've seen in the movie or a TV show show up, and then all of a sudden
They're not there
they're
anymore.
not there anymore, or like they don't know who they're talking to or something.
that'll help them with the whole like Black Widow, Scarlett Johansson not working with Disney thing anymore.
Oh yeah,
Like, well, we don't got to deal with this anymore. This isn't a problem.
Delete.
Yeah, Quantum Realm.
I think it's gonna be like an Infinity War change, like instantaneous, like the snap. Like at the end of Ant-Man, like what you were kind of getting at as far as like it's gonna start affecting things later on, but it's gonna be noticeable. And as a consumer, I think you'll be able to be like, wow, he's gone. Or she's gone, or like, oh, this wasn't, I don't think this is how it happened. Why are they talking like that's
Yeah.
how it happened? But to them, or, the movie, right? Like, or the film, it's going to seem just normal,
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like,
No,
they're not
yeah,
even
yeah.
going to explain it because their reality got changed and they don't even, maybe some of the movies after this one, they're not going to show the characters realizing it. Somebody
Like they don't
has
even
to.
realize that.
Somebody, yeah, right. So maybe an alternate Ant-Man
Yeah.
will pop up 4 movies from now, and he's talking to, I don't know, new Captain America.
Yeah.
He's like, because Scott Lang loves Captain
Mhm.
America, so might be like, "Hey, Captain," and then it's gonna be like, "Oh." In the audience,
It's Jason Bateman. How did you? All right. They gave him a real antidote.
That'd be crazy. But yeah, I think it's gonna be instantaneous.
Because now they have to. Well, I don't know. Because I've been so confused with time travel in the MCU. I always think I can understand it, but then there's always they explain it one way, and I'm just like, fucking lost me. But like, so in Endgame, Hulk says you can go to the past, but it doesn't change your future because now that past is now your future, right? So there's no in
It's time travel.
that's time travel in the MCU that they stated, right? So you can't change your future. But in Loki, spoilers for anybody who hasn't watched Loki, after Sylvie kills He Who Remains, he says, "I at this point anything can happen. I don't know what's going to happen. It's not written down, but eventually it's going to lead to another multiversal war, which is going to put him back where he is." So now I'm trying to figure out how is time travel going to work now that that floodgates open, and are they still going to abide by Endgame rules, or are they going to change
Well, in
time travel
Endgame, they
now?
went back
Went back in time.
in time, and
In their reality.
yeah.
So like,
But in Loki, they were at the end of time.
and also that's a different version of him.
Yeah,
Like, so Sylvie is Loki,
Yeah.
right? But she's from a different reality.
yeah.
So
Would
that's
have
not
created a different king to start the multi. So basically, when they prune the universes, they do it so that it doesn't create another king
Yeah.
that's going to start the war. So by her killing He Who Remains, that's going to start the multiversal war at some point.
True.
But it's still now that King's out. Like, can he go back and like break the rules of time travel?
What if it was just proof in like the flawed logic of Dr. Banner? What if Dr.
yeah,
Banner, what if his whole point was like, no, you idiot, that was wrong. Marty McFly clearly showed us after he learned from the doc, you can't change anything in the past.
I mean, yeah, they can because really
They
they,
won't
can
cite
go
that
any
source.
they can go any way, and like Bruce Banner is a super genius, but he didn't
Look
solve
how-
time travel, so he doesn't know everything.
Look
so,
how that lady got infected with his DNA. Like, oh no, my bandage, my loose like store-bought bandage was leaking, and then the blood got into someone's system, and now they.
It's funny because
Flawed.
Scott Lang said something to Tony Stark about Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking like with what you're saying, he who remains, he's an exception. He's like in a where they were at, it's like a gray area where nothing really existed but the realities that he was observing. Does that make sense? Like the way that what I've kind of got from what the executives have been explaining and different writers have explained about time travel compared to the realities is that they are completely separate. They're just completely separate. So like in this situation, we're dealing with multiverses, not time travel. You know what I'm saying?
They kind of play with both as the same thing. I feel like because they'll talk about going back in time and time travel, this, that, whatever. But the whole like when the Hulk was talking to the Ancient One,
Right.
and she's like, if you take this, it'll create an alternate universe.
Path, basically.
But they put the stones back to the moment that they took them, so that
the continuity was right.
So, I mean, it's still on that same path, right?
But see, in that movie, they're time traveling. They're not jumping through realities.
But it's still making there's only one reality, right?
No, there's multiple ones.
Well, now there is because
but
Sylvie
there was
killed
always though. That's the gist of it.
Yeah, they were pruning ones that were going too far off of the rails.
Marco's having a meltdown. Look at him.
It's
He's like,
definitely-
I don't know anything.
It is.
It's so confusing.
Look, I've definitely done my fair share.
This is what happens.
Of,
No, this is.
I've done my
He said-
I've done my fair share, and I gotta make sure the little one's not looking, and have pondered on things, and like you just have to separate it. Like you just have to completely separate it because, like, okay, in the reality we watched with Avengers, right? They're in 616 or whatever. Obviously, that's not 616.
Yeah.
Thanks to Miss Marvel, she explained that. She's like, how could it be that? But
I don't know why I thought you were talking about area code. I was
no,
like,
the
where's
number,
that at?
the Earth, right? It's this is the MCU's technically
We're in the
Earth
510.
616, right?
Yeah.
It's like their version of Earth
I
or
feel you.
whatever, but they're still on that plane. So
Yeah.
they're time traveling on that reality. It doesn't affect other people's timelines or anybody else in
Like,
other versions
What you do on Southwest won't bother American Airlines.
or Spirit.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Right, but I mean that's the quality. And then like
Okay.
Spirit's like the quantum realm. Anything can happen there.
But the multiverse
exactly.
is
Spirit and Frontier.
But the multiverse is like it's just another timeline running next to that one that has it's running at the same time.
Right.
But
It's completely
a million
separate.
different things could be happening in
Like that
one.
path that the what's the Sorcerer Supreme at the time, right? Was she the Sorcerer Supreme at the time?
Who?
The ancient one?
The ancient one, right?
Oh, yeah,
she wasn't. I guess where she was. I don't know. But that that stream that she showed, that's their stream.
Yeah.
But there was multiple ones, like as you've seen in the Loki, like with those arcs, kind of like of electricity, or even in Spider-Man, like to me, I saw that okay, it's just a different color, but that's what she showed the Hulk. So like in that stream, you can alter time by not doing it correctly, and that branch could branch into another reality, but it's not a part of that timeline. Does that make sense to you? It's really kind of like
No,
it doesn't
I
make
get
sense,
it.
but it does.
Yeah, that's where I just get confused because I get that Sylvie's from a different universe, like time reality, and they pruned her because whatever was going to happen with her was going to create
Whatever
new
is
king.
happening now. Yeah.
But then then it just leads to like this whole thing because then I honestly just forgot the question that you
I don't know where
You're literally in the quantum realm right now.
Yeah, no, real talk.
You asked God, there was so much that happened.
Your
You're just
mind
like,
is
oh
like,
no.
yeah.
Tell my family I love them.
Yeah.
Oh. You're just stuck in it.
all of time is happening at the same time.
And during that point in time,
Yeah.
this just turned into a DC podcast. So what the?
We've never had a Marvel podcast. I don't know
I
what
don't
you're talking
know
about.
what you're talking about, bro. This is it's Marvel no more and Disney no more. It's now like Nickelodeon and DC. Okay, get into it.
Avengers and X-Men. What are you talking about?
It's the
We're doing Batman versus Robin this week.
It's the Hey Arnold and Flash Gordon mashup.
Oh
Okay,
my
you gotta,
God.
you just gotta. Sorry,
That'd be intense.
where have you been at this whole time?
That would suck.
Gordon, you're bold. I'm actually flashy.
Yeah, I watch these videos and they're always like, oh, you can like astral project yourself into like a whole different reality.
Yeah.
But it's like sometimes I think, damn, that would be kind of cool. And then sometimes I think, nah, I might lose everything doing that and just go to this shitty universe. And now I'm stuck over here because what if I'm just so stressed in that other universe that I can't get my mind to the right spot?
And at the
get back.
At the same time, you're gonna have listeners like who are overly woke, being like astral projection. Oh, that's when Steven talks about something on the podcast that DeMarco's doing wrong, but really it's Steven's just astral projecting his.
Like, oh, man.
not cool, Steven. Astral projecting.
Who knows?
Exactly.
I see videos of people like, I went to the Hogwarts and I had such a fun time. I had to come back to this reality and it's so sad. I can't deal with this anymore.
You start dreaming about Hogwarts. You're astral projecting.
I'm gonna be in Hogwarts next week with that video game.
Not till April.
No, it comes out.
You got it on
next
bootleg.
week.
All right, man.
The 10th.
All right.
I pre-ordered it. Look it up. Look it up right now.
Steven, there's a back
Look it
order
up.
because of the microchips
I
to make
think
this video game.
They
I
just changed it in the last week.
Did they change it back? Because they said that it
Mark,
was
look it up for us, please.
April
Fact check.
4th.
Hogwarts Legacy. Look it up. You say April 4th?
April 4th.
February 10th.
I used to think the same thing.
The Voldemort dynasty.
Hogwarts Legacy comes out. What's not on here?
Loser buys lunch.
Oh. That was me. My grandma's cooking lunch.
That's not cool.
February 10th.
Wow.
Oh, snap. There you
Been
go.
sitting here waiting for 3 weeks.
I swear it said April on PlayStation, but I'm cool with that. I am cool with that. I'm glad with
Yeah, because I pre-ordered it. I get it 3 days early, too.
Yeah. But you were just asking or you were talking about how it's confusing as far as time and reality goes with the MCU, and I can agree with. I was just kind of saying there's no camera, but off mic that I kind of think about these things very deeply at times when I have free time. So they haven't as far as direction, I feel, and writing, they haven't clarified it enough, I think, for everyday consumers as far as that difference goes. Because I've seen many videos on YouTube just about how this doesn't make sense, and I think it's just because they haven't clarified it enough, I don't think. It's kind of still in the same void.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like Loki kind of already gave us an idea of what would happen if Kang did get out of the quantum realm. Because in Loki now, he's in what we talked about, he gets out and then changes everything, and now people don't know who you're talking about. They think you're talking about this other person. Loki comes out and he's talking to a totally different, or maybe not totally different, but Mobius who doesn't know who he is. Kang is
The
a
guy.
statue in the TVA, so it's did he go to a different reality at that point when they changed it, or did he?
Maybe because, like I said, when they met up with, was it He Who Remains, and then killed him, they were at the end of time right there. So maybe doing that just ends the whole thing right there, and maybe sends them back to where they.
There's that writer redraw. I'm telling you, man. How do y'all feel about Owen Wilson throughout all this?
I like it.
Yeah,
I like
A
Owen
lot of
Wilson.
people don't, but I think it's necessary.
maybe they're
That's
just
depth.
stuck on Wedding Crasher. Or, they're like,
I've always liked Owen Wilson though.
Yeah.
He's just been
Since Zoolander,
yeah. I was
classic,
bring it back.
yeah.
classic movie. I don't know. People are unhappy about a lot of
People
stuff.
are picky as hell with the
Yeah.
MCU.
That's just how it
It's-
goes.
They're at Marvel fans are almost at Star Wars fans level. If
Almost.
not
Yeah.
already
Probably.
there. You
Yeah.
can't do anything right.
See, but it's really just. I think it's a very small percentage of fans for both communities. It's just the ones who are on Twitter and any
The
other
loudest
social
ones?
media, and like just people are like, oh, I see a group of people talking about the women or the actor being cast as this. Let's report it, and then they're just talking about these fans not liking it, which just blows up. But I don't think it's like a huge number of fans. I think it's just people who are on Twitter and stuff who
The
just
trolls.
who just like
And like you
being
said,
noticed
it's like
or,
the
like-
news, the websites, the blogs, whatever. They need a story, so let's pick up.
yeah.
They're gonna make a
complaining
Mobius
about
movie,
She-Hulk.
right? I
Or
think they're making a Mobius movie
I hope not. I
or a
mean,
show.
not that I don't like them. I just don't feel like we need to see.
yeah, let's bring
see
Luke Wilson in.
that.
Oh no! Oh no! Old school.
Yeah.
There you
Man.
go.
It's too loud.
I think it's necessary to have Mobius in this because I don't think it's obvious yet, but he's gonna play a huge part in things later on.
I'm gonna have to binge that entire series.
You haven't watched Loki?
I watched Loki, but like the Mobius
Oh.
aspect of it all. Rewatch, like the rewatch and
Is he in Quantumania?
there's layers.
No, I didn't see him casted, but I was gonna say something like I'm starting to feel like because we don't know where the TVA comes from, and like there's a lot of like, ooh, what's this? What is this about? Starting to feel like maybe Nathaniel Richards is behind the TVA in his reality. Because his goal is to kill all versions of himself that are evil, right?
Yeah.
So, and then to me that kind of could explain why there's a Kang statue there, where Loki just went, and why there's still a TVA. It's because it's all tied to Kang, but it's not tied to the evil version of Kang.
Building up to that indomitable force.
To the Iron Lad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, now this is I'm going to be highly confused this whole phase.
I mean, that's what they want, though. They want you guys to be interested in trying to think about it. That's what
Yeah, you gotta try to
writing
figure it out
does.
as we go along.
Yeah, that's what they want.
What if
And-
they're just waiting for the fans to build their own adventure and they're leaning on whatever the coolest conspiracy
theory
theory
I
is?
really-
Like, we're gonna go with that.
I
And
would
just-
hope that they
possible.
don't do that because Star Wars tried just going with the flow, and
Oh man,
that's how we ended up with Rise of
they
Skywalker.
did John
and-
Boyega
I'll say
so
John,
Yeah.
John Favreau's a bit upset, kind of with what's been happening. There's like an exec. He's been like,
Oh, with the
bumping heads-
MCU or Star Wars?
just the Star Wars piece.
Yeah,
so
because
like,
he does Mandalorian, right?
Mhm.
We'll see. I forgot what I was gonna
I'm excited
What's-
for
what's
Jonathan
next?
Majors.
Now,
yeah,
let's see.
for Jonathan Major,
I'm excited for him.
he's so
Dude's
fucking
dope.
good. Isn't
Dude is dope.
he? Did you? I feel like I asked you this before, but did you see The Last Black Man in San Francisco?
That movie was
No,
fantastic.
It's
That movie was
good.
so good.
Fantastic film.
It's so good.
Have you
I
seen The
haven't
Harder
seen
They
it.
Fall
Yeah.
on Netflix? Oh, go watch that one, Dave. That's a good one, and it's the twist at the end is
Mhm.
it's sick.
What I'm hearing is what's next is Marvel's going to get an Oscar. Is that what's Oscar?
Yeah, they should have.
You think so?
Mhm.
Where at? Which would like what? It would it be like best scene sound?
Well,
is
they
it, is
got-
it
they-
actor film?
Wakanda Forever got nominated
Yeah,
for a
they
few
did,
I was
things.
gonna say
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Didn't they? I thought they
Nominated. I
might
s-
have won something before for the Black Panther as well already, right? I thought they might have
Mm.
I
for
don't
the
know.
soundtrack.
They might have.
And was it the song with Kendrick Lamar and Rihanna?
Mhm.
You know what?
All the
But
stars.
was
or
that
not All the
Grammy?
Stars,
Is that Grammy or is that Oscar?
not
Oh
SZA?
no, it was for a Grammy.
Sorry,
Yeah.
don't do
It was a
that.
Grammy. I'm pretty sure they won a Grammy for that soundtrack. Somebody won it.
I get asked this like almost every week. What's after Ant-Man? And I tell people all the time, and I don't know why I had to look it up. But we have Guardians 3 in May.
That's gonna be
Okay.
sad too.
And then the Marvels in July. Captain America next following that. And then Blade is supposed to come out in September.
We haven't. What shows do we have?
Shows.
New season of Loki.
Yeah, we got a new season of Loki. We have What If Season 2. That should be sometime this year. Secret Invasion. These are all marked as early 2023. Loki, mid 2023. Ironheart, late 2023. Echo, probably pushed until next year. Agatha, the Covenant of Chaos is late 2023. And then Daredevil is early 2024. So we should be getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shows this year. Armor Wars would be next year, yeah.
Excited for that too.
Yeah.
I want to see Riri Williams again.
Well, she'll get her own
She had her
show.
own show.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Armor Wars was gonna be a movie, and then they changed it to a series.
Vice versa.
Oh, it was the other way
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
It was a series, and it's gonna be a movie now.
Mhm.
Have you listened to that Black Panther podcast? Good.
I know there was one.
It's hosted by Ta-Nehisi Coates.
Oh,
Oh,
there we
what
go.
do they talk about?
They talked the first episode. They're talking to Ryan Coogler about the writing process when he the first script he wrote, sending it to Chadwick, that whole process, and then finding out that he passed. His whole process of deciding if they still wanted to go forward with it, how they would, all that stuff. And then I think the second episode was like Kevin Feige and another one of the producers. They've had Angela Bassett.
Wow, that's cool.
The character, I can't remember her name. The girl who plays Riri Williams was on the last one.
So it's just about the movie?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
He just talks to everybody about how they felt going through the whole thing, and it was really good.
On Spotify?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like 4 episodes in so far.
Yeah, I'll give that a listen.
Good.
Yes, so Jonathan Majors' Kang is gonna be really good. I feel. I think it's gonna be really good. How many movies is he gonna be in? You think from now on with MCU?
Man, if they get that Oscar, artists I feel like are gonna want to try to take that risk. Like Marvel is almost like the film lottery. Either you play it or you don't. You want to get involved with it and get dangerously typecasted as Iron Man or as X character, whoever it is, and maybe get the not just because the money's gonna be there, right? They're gonna back the film no matter what. If even like something as offshoot and different as multiple podcasts about their topic and brand is already there, the moment you start putting like big bag bucks of like notoriety, like an Oscar award and things to that, people might want to take it more seriously. And not that they haven't. People have already taken it seriously. Like look at the dude that does
Everybody except for Spielberg and Martin Scorsese.
But then again, their films also have a certain feel and like brand about it in a sense. So like it's like asking them to like step away
Change
from that.
it
You
up.
know what works. You're just gonna give a different type of a seasoning to it, right? To change it up. Now I think filmmakers that are working with it or actors, they might see it as, okay, well, it got nominated for whatever. What if it wins? What if it wins consistently? What if it sweeps? Because that's where the range comes from. That's why Ant-Man can't just be a funny Ant-Man. Show him sad, show him upset, push it. I think that might help, especially like actors of color or women who are
Like Angela
actors.
Bassett.
Yeah, and
That was
making,
a big deal.
making that exactly be a standpoint of this is why we have it. Otherwise, it'll always be offshoot people or people that can't draw that major dollar. And it's like the Owen Wilsons. And it's all the like the little add-ins that they give for cameos. Look, Megan Thee Stallion, the Stallion. And she won her court case. Come on now, like it's if you can win an Oscar next and have it previously beat a court case,
in a year.
that saved She-Hulk probably from getting.
That was a crazy rollout.
Doug, if Megan Thee Stallion would have lost that court case, what would happen with the She-Hulk series? Do they like, oh no, she lied, let's expunge that? Or do they, what do they do with that?
Right.
They quantum universe it, she never existed.
No, that would be so shady.
Well,
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Those are good points.
Yeah.
I mean, where he shows up again, I don't think he'll show up in Guardians. It just kind of seems out of his range as the character to be in there. The Marvels, I can
wait,
probably guarantee
wait.
he shows up in there.
Let's take votes and then see what happens over time.
Okay.
Let's say yay or nay. So let's start. If that's
right.
okay, I'm not trying to bully.
Yeah, we'll
but-
go off of the movie. He's not going to show up in any of
Because
the
that,
shows. I
hey,
don't think.
Yeah.
Because if Steven gets a clean sweep,
Right.
hey, buddy.
So Guardians. Guardians. Anybody have a vote for Guardians?
No.
I say yes.
No. Say yes.
Yeah. This is how I lose brackets in college basketball. Yes, early
March
bust.
Madness.
The first one ruins the entire.
Or it gets you past.
We
Yeah.
have the Marvels.
Got the underdog.
Yes.
No.
I say yes.
I could say yes to that.
Uh,
I could say yes because of Kamala's powers and
Yeah.
yeah.
Where they're drawn from.
Yeah.
Captain America: New World Order.
I could say
Yes.
yes too.
The end
Yes.
credits count?
What? Yeah, it's a
I'm just asking.
Yeah.
yes,
The
Steven.
technicality.
There you go.
Every
I say
movie
yes
fan
as
would hate
well.
you, Steven.
Right.
Do the end credits count? That's what leads to the insight on the next episode, Steven. Freaking,
I'm
are
sorry,
you even
guys.
a Marvel fan?
Are you even a webhead?
You don't even watch all the credits, do you?
No, I'm a DC fan.
I get to see the comments going crazy.
What about Thunderbolts?
Yes.
Nah.
I'm really I'm towing the line here on just idiocracy.
He's literally just throwing
You
it
said
out there.
yes like the whole time.
I
so-
don't. Yeah, I don't think he'll show up in
Thunderbolts, no.
Thunderbolts. I don't know if he'll even show up in Captain America.
I think so because of the title.
I think so because it's America, and America will always defeat its enemies. So they're going to be like, he's in it. Have him spill coffee on his shoes that day. He won't die, but it's spill coffee on his shoes, ruin his day. America.
Yeah, America has
Damn
to
it.
find their way into a problem.
Blade.
No.
No.
Nah,
No.
too much mysticism.
So like
there.
pro Afrocentricity. Stop that,
Too much, right?
jerks.
Damn.
Deadpool 3.
What's that? Yeah.
I feel like he can show up in Deadpool.
Yeah.
I don't think he will, but it fits his sort of like
I'll say no to that.
thing.
I'm gonna go on a limb and say yeah to that, just because of what Deadpool is, and
I'm gonna say no.
even a cameo.
I'm gonna say no, but I feel like it could fit if he does. Like it wouldn't be too hard for them to fit him in there.
I'm gonna say no.
No. Fantastic Four.
Yes.
Mhm.
Obvious one.
Unanimous. Yeah.
Yeah, all four. Of
I'm gonna try to get extra points here and say that Kang's the first person we see in business.
He opens.
No,
The first person.
It's him wiping the spilled coffee off of his shoe.
off the shoe from the last one from Captain America. That's when like that's like Captain America spilled the coffee and he unlocked his Kang powers in that reality. Oh, I am actually.
All right, here's a hard one. Avengers Kang Dynasty.
Ooh, I don't think so.
He might at the last end credit that Steven won't watch.
Yeah.
You said I don't think so.
No, he's not showing up there.
Yeah, I think so for sure. He has to.
And Secret Wars.
Yes.
I don't think he makes it.
Oh
there.
yeah, I think Kang Dynasty is where he's defeated in Secret Wars. It's
Isn't
like
I think
Dr.
we're getting the
Doobie-
Beyonder.
Yeah.
No. In that one.
Beyonce.
Yeah, we're getting Beyonce.
Beyonce.
Tear this whole thing
The
apart.
Renaissance.
In that last one, it's gonna start with Captain America wiping coffee off of his own shoes, and then it's gonna be like, and then they will never show anything else that references Kang.
Just because of that.
I'm trying to build off of my own comment that they're gonna listen to some idiot talking on about a theory, and then they're gonna use that.
Yeah.
Pay me, please.
The Secret Wars, isn't that in comics, isn't that kind of like centered around Doctor Doom?
He is
The
in
most recent one, right?
most recent one, and I think 1 or 2.
It might have been 2.
Yeah,
the
he
first one
tries to
was-
steal the Beyonder's powers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, he would. Yeah, yeah. In the first one, he wasn't like main character, like,
He
Yeah,
wasn't much
yeah.
of a factor.
but he did steal the Beyonder's
So
powers
it was
for a
the
little bit.
Beyonder. That's so
Mm.
who is the Beyonder?
Luke Wilson.
Yes.
Dude.
Vince Vaughn.
It
You
might
asked for-
really end up
it's
being
Vince Vaughn.
or Will Ferrell.
Oh
Jeez.
Jesus!
The whole
Please
cast
don't.
of old
No.
school.
Stop giving them ideas, please. I
That'd
swear to
be
God,
s-
if Will Ferrell shows up
That
as a
would be so
Beyonder,
dope.
I'm gonna be
No,
pissed.
it's the young dude that plays Spanish in old school.
Oh shoot!
The guy from Coach Carter. What's his
yeah,
name?
Yeah,
What's his name?
Timo Ortiz.
Yes.
Yeah, the first Steph Curry.
Representation matters.
Oh, and
Yeah.
there's also 3 other unannounced films in,
The secret
Uh,
films.
let's see, July 25th and November 7th of 2025. And
Spider-Man.
February 13th, July 24th, and November 6th of 2026.
Who the fuck is on these strategy committees
It's
to like
crazy.
pan out
Can
when
I-
these movies drop?
Ask something that has nothing to do with what we've talked about so far. What's Spider-Man doing next?
He's
Street
in
level.
college.
Nobody knows him.
He'll be
As-
street level.
Mm.
He's in college.
I think he and Wilson Fisk join up together to start like a startup. I don't know. They're like, we can own New York together.
Yeah,
Finally.
that sounds good.
He's
is
going to be street level with Daredevil and all those other street level characters.
Pound for pound, best Marvel character, Daredevil. We'll have to deal with Spider-Man. That's fair.
Yeah, hopefully Daredevil shows up.
Yeah, hopefully.
I
Yeah.
think you will.
I mean, because he's been around the world, done everything so far.
There's two left.
So at this point, no one knows him. He has no family. He can just kind of just lay low and be a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
The dude who hangs off of the Empire State
It
Peak,
can
you want him to
lay
lay low? He's
Peter
gonna.
Parker can hang low. Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
The
I was
highlight.
thinking, I was watching No Way Home again the other day, and he could have just asked, at the end, he could have just asked Doctor Strange, just make sure that he could have fixed the spell again and just said, make sure that everybody except for my friends forgets who I am.
He should do it in the first place.
That's what he should have done in
Just
the first
say,
place,
hey, everybody forgets who I am except for this person, this person, this person.
yeah.
He didn't want his friends to get hurt.
I wish the IRS would forget who I
I
am.
know, but nobody...
If I'm Peter Parker,
They wouldn't get hurt because they would be the only ones who knew. It's not like they would go out telling people.
But because they know they want to be there for him, so
And they still could have been there for him. Like, they still could have gotten to the school because nobody knew. Like,
no, but all right. They know his identity and they're always around because of that.
if Peter Parker was in your family, would you try to help him as much as his family's tried to help
I
him in
was-
these moments?
I
Like,
was-
With the Spider-Man
Now,
stuff?
like, how quick would you go to TMZ if you had a photo of like you and
The Spider-Man.
cousin
I
Peter?
would have him help me. I mean, yeah, if his identity was like released, and I'd be like,
As long
I
as
would
I get
definitely tell
powers
people,
too,
like-
that'd be cool. Like, hey man, you gotta take me to where you got that spider. I need that stuff. Man. Give me this stuff.
show me the spider. Where is it?
Yeah.
Everyone's genetics are different. Like you would turn into the
To the
spider.
actual
You'd
spider.
be become like
You'd be the
Man
spider
Spider.
that has human capabilities.
Yeah, like in the comic book or the show.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, dude, I could live with that though. I think. Then I wouldn't tell.
Okay, quiet.
Your apparel, the cost of apparel would go up.
Okay, quiet.
Okay, you be quiet.
Shoes, 8 pairs of shoes.
Yeah, if you're a man spider, then you need 8 pairs. Or
I
4
don't
pairs of
even think
shoes.
your feet fit in shoes at that point because you got like claws and
It's
shit.
all right. Stop it.
I wouldn't be able to go outside. I don't think. Have to just
Well, I mean,
come
you
out
would
at night.
definitely live outside because no one's gonna want to live
I'd be
with
living.
you.
I'd probably live in a room like a box like this.
But
Just
this
have,
is
like,
the
a
thing.
web.
Dry.
Hold on.
and-
So this is the thing. If I look like a spider, if I'm walking around as man spider,
You're dying. Someone would
No.
immediately step on you.
No,
no,
someone's
like,
going.
I'm the size of a human, right?
And you're in New York, you'd be under a Timberland boot. Like seconds.
Yo, son, yo,
Yo, BS
No,
Mars, man,
my
big
thing
room.
is
yo.
like, go ahead and tell me to leave. I dare you. What's gonna happen? I'm not leaving.
It's gonna crawl around you.
Yeah. And if I'm the size of a human and I look like a spider, what are you gonna do?
I'm burning
I'm
down
opening
whatever
my
building
door.
you're in.
I'm gonna get out.
You know those memes
My
where they see like a
senses.
spider and they try to burn
Yeah.
the building. If I see a human-sized spider, I'm going to jail for arson because that building's
Yeah.
coming down.
Discrimination.
I would burn it down.
Damn.
I mean,
No questions asked.
it never ends well for things that are giant, hairy, and have 8 legs. Like,
Yeah.
It's true.
that are known to eat all the nutrients out of a being that it wants to eat.
Yeah, that's true.
to liquefy your insides.
Yeah,
and then
that's,
just
think
slip
about
them
that.
out.
Steven would have the most outrageous power. He'd only need a straw to enjoy
Oh
life.
my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Come on,
sorry,
tell me to
bud.
move out. I dare you.
Come at me, bro.
Hey, the house is yours, bud. I'm just gonna take
Yeah,
these
I'm outta
locks,
here. Like,
put
this
these
is all
locks
you.
on real quick.
And just remember I love you. Just remember I love you. And
Just
then like
leave the furniture here and go. It's okay.
then you call like a dozen
He
exterminator
goes out.
Yeah.
That's good. Don't come.
Yeah, just and they show up all at once.
Hey,
like,
you know
this
that guy that used to work for you? Yeah, things just something's different about
something's
it.
different about this.
I'm
guy.
calling exterminators,
FBI.
demolition teams.
CIA.
It's like,
Men in Black.
how
Yeah,
quick can you blow up
That's
a
when
house?
the Men in Black show up.
What kind of licenses do you need to blow up a house or in the residential area?
Well, if he works for the company, he would already. That's what happens. Like he ends up knowing how to make like a solution or something to not get hurt by the pesticides or whatever it is.
Oh, then he just comes out angry.
It makes him stronger.
Oh, it makes
That's
him
your
stronger.
It's like when
origin
mosquitoes
story.
bite you after you spray off. They're like, idiot, we've been drinking DEET for 30 years now.
Yeah. Like, man, this doesn't affect us.
Yeah, I walk out of the fire. I was born in the fire.
Like Bane.
Yeah,
I was raised
exactly.
in the darkness.
I was born in the web.
I was born in the web.
You're an internet spider?
You just have your iPad with you the whole time. What? Sorry? Huh?
Huh? What'd you say?
The World Wide
You watch
Web.
you're watching PewDiePie play Minecraft.
Mr. Beast videos.
Oh, Mr. Beast videos.
You're a nemesis only to your parents' PG&E bill.
Like,
Taking up all the Wi-Fi. Fair enough.
yeah, exactly.
But in the other universe,
That shit went crazy just now. And it just went everywhere for
I
a
think-
second.
I think Kang would show up in Steven's film though. You'd be under his Timberland boot.
You would definitely wipe out that universe just because.
I can almost guarantee though, if I had powers, I'm not a superhero.
Wow.
You just function as a normal human being,
Yeah.
whatever that is.
And I'm not telling a single person I got it.
Your individual power is being able to finish your taxes
And I
on
only
time
hope it's-
without owing anything.
With
Yeah.
the return, always a
You're-
return.
You're just an accountant.
That's it.
There you go.
Yeah, you're a superhero accountant.
I'm not telling anybody.
Even the people that you work for,
No.
they'd be like, "How do you always?"
How do you work so fast?
Somebody would know.
Somebody would figure it
Somebody
out.
would know.
Somebody who's just like, I don't know, but that guy has superpowers.
Yeah, I don't know what it is,
In
but
the most
Out of all
boring
the things
job.
that could happen in this world,
It's the cartel because
He's
Steven
got
just washes
access to
money for
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
No one knows I exist,
No one-
but I have these
But I got-
powers.
yeah,
Who
You're
needs
like
me to
getting,
wash
like-
their money?
You're like getting barely, like, just bare minimum recognition at work. Like, hey, thanks for turning these in a day early. If someone's
let's get us all look bad.
He's trying to move us to a 4-day work week.
yeah.
He makes all of our lives easier.
No, but exactly. 4-day work week. I'm weak.
Yeah. I'm not telling anybody.
Well,
I just use mine to gain money. I don't care what kind of powers I have. If I can make money off of it, I'm doing it.
So you guys think someone's gonna pass in this movie?
Yeah.
In the Quantumania.
I think Janet for sure. Hank.
I want to look at the entire cast and see who looks like they can be the most exciting.
Oh, yeah, MODOK.
Is he gonna be MODOK?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Is that how it's supposed to be?
Well, in the books, he was a scientist, I think, who like did the experiment on himself, and then his brain just kept growing, and his head kept growing, but his body just kind of
Drunk.
shrunk. And
Well, so I watched Ant-Man again yesterday or 2 days ago,
Mhm.
and realized that very easily how he ended up in the quantum realm.
Yeah.
Because that's where Scott sent him, basically.
yeah,
And then, like, I noticed even in that movie, like, when he gets, basically, that's probably not the best. When he shrinks down, at the very end, his head is huge.
yeah, his like one arm gets like super tiny, super
Oh,
quick,
geez.
and then like torso or
It's
something.
tiny,
yeah,
but the helmet is still huge.
yeah,
I was
Oh.
like, oh, wow. Like, that was already a little hint.
yeah. I wonder if they planned to do that in the beginning, or if it was just like, what's the most like messed up way we can have this guy die
Mhm.
without like blowing up or
Right.
getting cut in half. or
It seems
something.
like, though, I mean, like Gabe said, who are these people that are planning this stuff like to 2026, 27? Like, it's very easily, I can very easily see that they had it planned already back
Yeah.
then.
Lord Skylar, I think, as you mentioned, right? Bill Murray's or
Yeah.
Krylar, my bad. I mean,
He's out of there.
I was gonna say he's out. If you think about just what's going on in the outside world of like Bill Murray's in some hot water. I'll just say this.
Really?
Yeah.
It'd be easier right now to write out Bill Murray's character.
Oh, I did not know
Yeah.
that.
I mean, and he's
I
playing
didn't
a
know either.
character that's
I
not
won't mention
even
what, but you
like.
could look into it. It's
yeah,
like
yeah. Wow. That's
we got to cancel Bill Murray?
I mean,
He's at this point. Is there really canceling of?
No.
We're just
No, we're just going to say, hey, we don't
forget
like
about
you, and then he'll be in a movie
Yeah.
next year. But
there are wives out there that are still trying to get over the fact that Bill Murray showed up to their wedding and like
Yeah.
had like an hour-long speech and who knows what, right? Like trying to like,
Nobody
you know,
No, stack your
I still-
sliders.
I didn't get to do my
People
dollar dance.
listen to R. Kelly.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, people do still listen to R. Kelly.
Well, one thing's for sure. I'm gonna put on my dancing shoes and then I'm gonna hit the floor
No.
and step
Nope.
the whole
nope,
night.
Nope. Cut his mic. Not on this show, damn it.
That just proves it shows the point, right? It's like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
easier to think of a Bill Murray Lord character to shift to like something else less taboo.
Yeah.
But you never know.
I mean, but he's a minor character.
Real
Yeah, I
question
can-
is, when's Harry Styles coming back?
Mm.
That's what I want to know.
The real question is when's Harry Styles going to change his name? Because it's an interesting name to have to say. Harry Styles.
That's his real
Barbershop.
name.
You thought that was his fake name?
I just
Like a
never really
stage.
gave it the thought until you said it right now, and I was like, "Damn, that's his real name."
I didn't realize the name Harold was so popular. Harold's Chicken, Harry Potter,
Right,
Harry
right.
Styles. She just dropped that infinity stone on my foot. When it comes to
We'll just tell everybody about it. Yeah.
take the mic.
Yeah, actually take the mic with it. So just go to the left and then that first left. You'll see it. All right, guys, that was Rob going to the bathroom. We'll be back in the next 15 to 20 minutes. And yeah, I don't know where the hell any of this stuff goes, honestly, but
We never know.
no.
These are all educated guesses and
It's
sounds.
I mean, I'll say this, I appreciated the What If series that they put together.
Mhm.
One, it gave me an idea of what new potentials could come up from it with
Mhm.
where the stories go. Because I think it's always good to see options and out as some of these
Mhm.
like
Just
all
to
right,
see where they could have ended up,
Right.
or like how it could have been different.
you might see a variation of that right in the next film 2026 or something. Who knows?
Stay sliders.
I do it if they're
You
bringing
will
a lot of
stay
people back.
sliders.
They're bringing a lot of people back for Secret Wars.
Mhm.
I do want to see that Vision Ultron.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, that's who I want to see for sure.
Yeah. I feel like,
Please not Captain Carter again.
yeah.
They've really been they pushed that so hard.
That was gonna be my one thing though. It's like when I started the What If series, like Captain Carter. Okay, what's next though?
Yeah.
And there's nothing against her as a character. It's just like personally, I don't need an Olympics of Marvel characters where every person has a branded flag for
Mm.
whatever reason. It's like just give me a character that has a cool enough backstory and let the plot, let the artistry showcase whatever the culture is that it's pulling from.
Yeah.
The Captain America / Captain Puerto Rico outfit. Was it Captain Carter with the British flag?
Yeah.
The UK. So that's just me. Like maybe other people really like the idea that they can get that from it.
Maybe.
Or bring in the real Captain Britain.
See, or yeah,
They could do that with the X-Men and stuff,
Yeah.
or with Blade.
yo,
Yeah.
X-Men. I want a Juggernaut series. I want Juggernaut
The odds
nonstop.
are-
I want to
it's too
see.
loud.
I want to see Juggernaut's
down.
time in university at Texas A&M football, making a decision to go to like Ole Miss or something. He's just like, it's a dope character.
See, the Juggernaut's an interesting
Grungy,
character.
Too loud.
Because it's like, I mean, I know he's had plenty of backstory over the years and like been like a villain,
Mhm.
but I don't feel like he's like big enough villain to actually
Pun
match,
intended,
like-
not big enough. He's huge, man. He's massive.
to match like a Magneto or
Yeah.
like Apocalypse or anybody like that, where
Mhm.
he's
What was the last character y'all talked about? Had similar powers to Magneto in one of the most recent episodes you did. He's a different kind of type of character, but he had the ability to work with magnetism. The reason I ask is because if there's multiple characters of that type, I always thought in the film when they showed Magneto suck the iron out of that man's blood cycle and then create little like balls of like metal to shatter the glass casing that was containing him.
yeah.
In my mind, I'm like, if you can draw that much metallic substance out of one body, give this dude like a meditation journey for like 2 weeks. the whole world is just done.
Yeah.
Like you draw that much, like it's over with. Like any kind of like microwave, any kind of machinery or anything you have with that around you, done.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't remember who that was that we talked about. You remember?
I'm gonna let y'all listen back on that.
A little button right there. Who was that? Was it? It wasn't Titanium, man. Living Laser.
Honestly, I don't remember
Yeah, I
any
don't know.
stories we talked about.
I don't remember. Yeah, I don't got much. What do we got?
Hour 8.
That's it.
Yep.
God damn. That was a lot more than that. Well, that's a podcast for you.
I feel like we've already talked about all of our.
Yeah, I've got nothing else. I'm excited to see where it goes, especially with this new Phase 5 starting. I'm interested to see how they bring in for spoilers on Black Panther.
Yeah.
So if you haven't seen it, skip ahead, maybe 5-10 minutes, something like that.
Yeah.
Give me 5 at least. I'm excited to see. Skip now. I'm excited to see what they do with T'Challa's son going forward to see where he fits in.
I mean, yeah, since they're doing different universes, they can just bring him over from a different universe. He's already grown up. Maybe he's a Black Panther in that universe, or they can time travel and go in the future and bring him back to the present. So they could do anything with them, really.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you got?
I was gonna just say about this movie. I just think it's setting up the multiple realities and different versions of these characters to be portrayed, whether it's TV or film, or even if they're just cameos. I think that's what the ultimate reality, no pun intended, is gonna be.
Okay, so in Quantumania, what if what if nobody dies in this, right? Say Ant-Man, Hank, Janet, everybody, they all get out.
That'd be great.
Cassie, and then Hank's not defeated, but maybe he doesn't actually find a way out yet.
Yeah, that could be what happens.
And then because he can time travel, so
he can.
Yeah,
just that's a part of his powers.
Yeah,
that's his whole thing.
That's like kind of his whole shtick.
Yeah.
So yeah, he gets because he can time travel. He's like, well, nah. Like my plan was to get it, like to finish it here in the quantum realm. It didn't work out the way I thought it was going to. We bounced it somewhere else, and then.
Well, and that's another thing we don't even know is like, why is he even down there?
Mm-hmm.
And what is his ultimate goal getting out? Like, I mean, is it just to rule all realities? Is that what he wants to do? Because
we really don't even know what his goal is. Really.
Yeah.
Doesn't he just want to be the conqueror of all realities?
I mean, if we're going based off the multiversal war that they talked about in Loki, he just wants to take over.
It's just a lot of work.
Yeah.
Much pressure. Hey, you own this reality now? Yeah. I ran that toilet paper. Car has no gas. Can you help? No, leave me alone.
That's what I think he wants. He wants to take all the toilet paper away. Raise gas prices.
Leaves everyone one ply.
Everybody's like, how do I reach HR here?
Yeah, I just...
I got a lot of problems.
How do you rule multiple realities, too? It's like...
That's the thing I always think about. Is like
reality to look over. Now what? Next day you just
Are there-
Tuesdays you go to this one, Wednesdays
That's
you
what
go
I'm
to this one.
saying. It's like, okay, you ruled my reality. Sure, you ruled my Earth. Cool. You leave tomorrow.
Yeah.
You guys
You know,
think
you
that-
think I'm gonna just sit here and act like
Do you
you're
guys
watching me?
do you guys think that in this movie there's only one Kang,
There can only be one Kang.
or is there going to be multiple versions of him in this movie?
In this one, I think there'll only be one.
Yeah,
well, like because you guys are asking like how does he rule all these realities? Like he would probably have to communicate that over to his different versions and have different
well,
versions of himself.
in the comics there was the Council of Kangs, which were all these different versions of Kang.
yeah,
And they all just kind of like met up and had meetings. But in the MCU, it sounds like they want to just kill all the
of the
other
other
Kangs
ones.
to take over those realities. So I don't know if they're going to have the Council of Kangs to where they're just meeting up, or if they're just going to have all-out war and just try to take each other's realities. And
who is the lady from the TVA? Like, what is her part in all this? The sister.
oh,
Ravonna. I think it was Ravonna
Renslayer.
Renslayer.
Yeah. Well, in the book, she's like his love interest from
Kang?
like, yeah, I think like he went to the past one time and fell in love with her, and then
Oh, I see.
she got like some virus or something, and the only way to keep her alive is to like keep her in
the
stasis and like out of time.
Oh.
And so like that's been his like driving force to like.
Why doesn't
save
he
her.
just try to solve healthcare?
Eh.
Bro, him, homegirl from Thor was sick and she was like in the hospital bed and she's doing all these extra work. Healthcare. Just give me
I
insurance.
feel like that's
It's always like those writing related. Like it's like, bro, it's so easy. Universal health care, financial aid. I don't know.
Yeah, if I had superpowers and I could just change whatever I wanted to, I'm not owing anybody shit.
No, just
No.
wipe it. It's like
I'm going
clean.
to school. No, I already paid.
that's the
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Sorry
cool.
about that.
that's the superpower I want. I want to be
Yeah.
able to talk to computers,
Yeah.
but I just change everything.
Like that one dude from the store you said could plug himself into the computer. And
Yeah.
Update.
I would just change my bank account. $1
Neil
billion.
Dolan.
Who was that? He was in.
It was on Heroes.
Right.
Yeah,
Remember that
yeah.
show? Yeah, the kid could talk to computers.
That's why I never understand. Like hackers are like, damn, if you can do that, just wipe all this fucking student.
That's what they did on what was that
like,
show, Mr.
all this
Robot?
financial aid.
I'm
These
yeah,
student
Mr.
loans?
Robot.
Yeah,
Wipe it clean.
That's-
just
that
wiped
was
out
dope.
everybody's like debt.
That's what they did on Fight Club, but very
Sorry.
very anarchist. It was they blew up all the credit card buildings.
Yeah.
And
dude.
yeah, and then
I wish.
Right?
yeah, help me.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Don't but
I don't
think of-
know.
I owe you money. Do I owe you $1? Do I owe you $20,000?
I mean, yeah, I just bought this car last week, but I paid it off. What are you talking
Oh
about?
yeah, you're
I
right.
swear on everything, I just paid this off yesterday.
just look in the system. Look
Look
at this.
look
system.
Look
again.
again. Look again.
Look again.
The number just.
Oh, you're right.
That would be one great power. I'm not gonna lie. That would be a great power.
Is that kind of like does that play into Steven's like if I had a superpower, it wouldn't be a superpower. It would just be
Self-servient
Yeah.
type of power.
Yeah, I'm still not a superhero. I'm
My-
not helping everybody else.
I literally just help but by helping yourself, you have no debt and you can begin to help other people because you have no debt.
Yeah.
Ah.
But still,
Charity.
nobody
I
knows
would win
how.
the lottery at least once a
Philosophy.
year.
Philosophy.
No,
It's deep.
if you win the jackpot, you can't play again for like 15 or 20 years. or
I would
something.
just change my name. Change my name and my social.
Yeah.
Like, you look familiar.
I don't think so. Oh yeah, you're probably right.
What's your name? Pamarco Dairy.
Dare.
Yeah, look.
That's a weird name. Yeah, I'll change it next year. What? Nothing?
Not-
Yeah. That's-
win like $80 million the first year. Go back next year, win like $200 million. Like, nah, you look
something.
familiar, man.
nah.
Rob,
Wow.
you know how you were saying like like healthcare, educational systems. It reminded me of Stephen mentioned Tony Stark's was it Nuke U, the university, the educational system.
Yeah.
It's obviously a play on words, right? Like we're gonna nuke you because he has that whole like nuclear thing in his own chest.
Mm-hmm.
But like the ability that he has to just create a system for education,
Crazy.
financial money, like Stephen mentioned, to just drop a nuclear bomb in the ocean, not care about like you saw
Yeah,
having
no care.
Fukushima, bro. That nuclear meltdown in Fukushima, people are like you can't have crab for like the next 40 years.
Yeah.
Because they're just is over time takes forever, right?
They just took a bomb to the middle of the ocean. It's like,
People still don't go to Chernobyl. Like
Yeah.
wherever that was in that ocean when that happened,
Mhm.
Tony Stark just got like maybe 10 seconds of media time, and they were probably like the 14th Lamborghini.
Yeah,
that-
you do that on the
He
East
wrecked
Coast,
on a Wednesday. They're not talking.
You're ruining
The
fucking
planet.
Maine, Connecticut, all those
Everything.
states.
Yeah.
You're ruining their whole ecosystem over there.
Yeah.
So like education, yeah. Healthcare systems, yeah. Then they're like, how do we get all these mutants? well, Tony Stark dropped a bomb in the
Think
ocean.
about that.
All these families were surfing at that weekend, and you know,
Oh,
this is how it happened.
hang gliding.
Yeah, they're drinking water.
just imagine. It just not swimming.
That started the whole like exactly. That started the whole like don't drink the water in Mexico. Things like, well, what happened was Tony Stark dropped the bomb.
What do you want? What am I supposed to
What am I
drink?
supposed to drink here?
That's why we got Mexican Coke. You can't drink the water.
That's also Tony Stark can go down there and charge them extra so he can filter the water.
Yeah.
And then also take blood samples of them because it's like with the Monsanto, it's like, oh, well, Mr. Stark's genetically created nuclear bomb is licensed. So because it's now in your system with the water, now we own you. We have to take your blood sample and then we have to clean and fix you. We will solve the problem you have. I just ordered a Mexican Coke because it was sweeter. That's not sweetener. Oh, God. Oh, God.
This tastes no different.
I've been trying to combat diabetes this whole time. It's like, this is a nuclear issue? Fuck.
Bigger than us.
It's-
It's just bigger than us.
well,
Superheroes will ruin the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of what they did in like, was it like The Boys? They kind of show you the negative side of it.
Yeah.
Even in the Avengers, which one was it? Or no, was it Civil War? When they're trying to kind of show the negative side of what Wanda did.
Yeah. I mean, even
WandaVision was...
Well, yeah, that too.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier too, kind of like
Oh yeah, because of the influence that the negative influence that a hero could have on communities that are
and how
underserved.
the government was super, for John Walker, and then he kills somebody, and they're like, "Well, we didn't want that. That's not what
That's not
we
what we
don't
wanted.
stand for that." But it's like you sent him on the
licensed
mission in
him
the
to do
first
that.
place.
Yeah.
and you created the guy, so it's like
They're just gonna ruin the world. Does that mean I don't want the powers? No, I want it. I want the powers and more. But
And more.
I'm gonna take over, and you guys know. No one's gonna know it.
Daybreak. This is it. This is what it's come to.
I'm still only working my 8 hours.
That's all you need. That's
it.
your tagline. I still am only working my 8
I'm
hours.
still only working my 8 hours.
One man working 8-hour shifts only.
The 9 to
I don't need no
5.
fucking overtime. Comes to a city, Danville, solving small issues, but they're big problems. The fucking skunk is under my house. I don't got no materials for this.
I'm about to come tomorrow. I need assistance.
Hey, I need to get a little more money for this.
Hey, I'll tell you, the amount of jobs I get out of saying that. Hey, this is a 2-person job. I can't do this by myself.
For real?
Yeah.
Enter
Allegedly.
the antagonist.
Yeah.
Who was the antagonist? What was the character?
No, I had Daybreak,
and
and
then
he was only working. He's only working his 8 to 5.
it was great.
He's taking an hour lunch.
And he's like a anti-villain or a superhero. He's a good villain, and he doesn't. He only commits his crime in the day when he's on break,
Yeah.
and everything he does negatively as a crime can end up becoming a way that helps things later. Some dumb how.
So stupid.
and then
With dumb luck.
and then when he gets off, then I had Twilight come in, and Twilight works.
What was Gustavo and I on the pod when you did that?
I think so.
This all sounds very familiar.
This is what happens in the quantum realm.
Mm-hmm.
That's when Daybreak comes and appears. He's like, yes.
Twilight.
What I'm here for. I promise you, I'm only working those 8 hours.
Nothing more.
Nothing
Nothing
more.
less.
And I don't work weekends.
Paid lunch.
And any crime happens on the weekends.
Yeah, that's right. There's Weekend Man. I think we came up with a different hero.
We
for
did.
The
For the weekends, we did.
Like, Tony Stark ain't getting my blood sample. But Daybreak, you filled out that 23andMe. Damn it! The plot thickens. Summer 2030.
The 23 of me though.
All right, guys. We got to end this one here. We've gone way off off the trail here.
The realm.
We're lost. We're in a different universe at this point. So that's it. That was our first episode back. Went completely off the rails, and that's usually how it goes anyways. We start bringing people in, things start going crazy, but I like these ones. So thanks for coming. Thanks for listening. Thanks for having the patience and giving us a few weeks to kind of figure some things out. But going forward, we're putting a lot more research into these event ones that we do, the character spotlights, like I said. And we'll have some smaller things in between there every once in a while. So thanks for sticking around. Thanks for making it to 70 episodes with us.
Nice.
Thanks to these guys, Rob and Gabe, for coming by every once in a while. Kick it.
Yeah, thank you.
We out here.
Maybe they'll stick around for next week's episode or 2 weeks from now. We'll see. I know last time Gabe was here, he stayed for 2 weeks.
Dang.
I had a sleeping bag.
Yeah.
I didn't even know.
He only recorded at daybreak.
That's commitment.
But yeah, thanks guys. Thanks for listening. Use the coffee. I'm slowly dying. It's happening. And
make me a beneficiary.
I can't. It's too late.
Damn it.
This is Steven. That's my brother DeMarco.
That's
Thanks
me.
again, Robbie and
Thank you.
Gabe.
Hey.
Peace.